Beautiful butterfly. So I got a little channel message I wanted to bring up. I don't know if somebody needed to hear this too, but I was talking to someone about relationships and just discussing the fact that some people holding on to people from their past and not understanding why. This conversation could go in different kind of aspects. It could be in any aspect of your life, whether it's relationships with someone or friendships or just anything that's you holding on to longer than you're supposed to. So I was getting a lot of times people don't recognize that they hang on to things in the past because it gives them a sense of safety and comfort. They remember that they remember their old selves and their habits, and something about that makes them safe. It makes them happy. It gives them comfortability. They know that this element, they know with this element what to expect and different ways of responding. It gives their ego, it keeps their ego in safety mode. For instance, if you've grown up in a hostile environment from a young age, and you're in a relationship and you grew up with this person grew up in the same hostile environment, you grew up with this person may be always feeling familiar to you. It may be hard for you to release this person because of the fact that this person's safety, this person understands what you went through, they know so much about you, they know you guys share so much similarities together. So that's your safety in that certain situation. Where however with the new, they are always in fight and flight response. For instance, if they're moving towards something new, like if you take an animal out of an element that they always used to being in for years, 10 years plus, and you put them somewhere new, it's going to be hard for them to adjust. They're going to be fearful. They're going to be scared. They're going to set back to their old ways on how to handle this new environment that they are placed in. And that's also with the same thing in relationships, is when they're going towards somebody new, is a fear of unknown, is a fear of not knowing, no expectations of understanding who this person is, or how this person will respond. You don't know pretty much a lot of this person's background. You don't know how to handle this person, and that causes a lot of fear, which causes fight and flight, which causes a lot of situations where people have a lot of arguments in their relationship. They're not feeling understood. They're not feeling, it's because I feel like they're holding on to the past. They're holding on to the past and expecting this person to respond to them in the past when this is a brand new person. This is a person that's supposed to, many times these are people that come into your life to show you something, to show you that you're holding on to things in your past that you need to release, because now you are ascending. You are reaching another heap in your life where is you supposed to move on. You're supposed to be in another outlook. You're supposed to have another mindset, you're going down another road in your life that needs to be changed, and you're holding on to something that's holding you back. So pretty much I was saying, like, this brings on fear. Once fear is there, it's hard to break free from the imprisonment of the past, because now that fear is there, is just like, okay, now I'm running away from this new, and I'm going back to the past because this is where I felt comfortable. This is where my ego knows that, okay, we know how to step. For instance, like somebody grew up in the street, and it's just like, yeah, if I knew this area for a long time because I grew up in this street, I'm going to be familiar with it. I'm comfortable because I already know what I'm set up for. I already know how to respond in this area. I know the people in this area. I know my ways around things. So you're going to feel comfortable. I said also they might take steps towards the new because this is what they're wishing for. Like, many times this is what people are like. If they grew up in bad neighborhoods, they grew up in bad living situation, they grew up with bad family family arrangements, how they used to love, how they support each other. Of course they're gonna grow up with the mindset like, okay, yeah, they want better, they want to do better. So when now, for instance, like in a relationship, if they get in a relationship with somebody that feels so warm, feels so healing, but they're new, they're not like, they may share familiar backgrounds, but one still may be softer than the other. One may react different than the other, and this may trigger the person to understand, like, yeah, I like this. This is what I want to move towards. But of course, the fear comes back. The ego comes back and say, like, okay, yeah, but we need to release this because this is not something we're accustomed to. They won't understand you. Like, you get the ego of talking negative to yourself. Now the ego brings back the past. It starts to reinvite you of the past. It starts to say, like, okay, yeah, but this is not how we do things. This is this and this, and it starts to bring in, like, oh yeah, no, this person's trying to control me. Oh, this person is trying to look at me different. Like, oh, this person looking at me like I'm less than them. And it's like, no, this is just breaking down now it's breaking down a cycle. Now it's causing you to look within and seeing, like, okay, yeah, what am I really learning? What lesson what lesson am I actually taking from this situation to make this better? And I think that's what a lot of people do forget. That's why it's so important to talk about the past and the future, especially when you're having a conversation with someone and what they're accustomed to, how they grew up, the way they are triggered, different triggers, different childhood traumas that they may have endured. I know it's hard to even have these conversations, especially, but if you guys are moving towards a place where you want balance, it's very important, because you might be the new in the relationship, and they might have a past person that they constantly keep holding on to, and at times we just get so agitated, like, why is this person not letting this person go? Why is this person not releasing this person? And it's just like like I'm saying, like, the release is so hard because this person is so familiar to that person. This person knows the right things to say to that person to manipulate a situation or to even have a conversation. This person feels comfortable with that because this is the conversation that they're looking for, because this is how they grew up. This is somebody that's familiar to them, somebody they knew for a long time. Even though they know they might be bad or they're not good for them or they outgrew this person, it's hard still for them to release it because that's their safety, that's their comfortability. And that's why they tell you don't get too comfortable in any kind of situation. Most situations, so don't get too comfortable in all situations. At least allow growth in, because as growth is coming in, you will never always be comfortable. You will be comfortable to a certain aspect, but you won't be fully comfortable because you're constantly going through something. You're constantly not going through something. You're constantly learning something. You're growing through something, and that's what I'm constantly getting. I also was saying definitely that. There was so much messages. The fear of the unknown is to fear the future, fear the new, because it requires patience, new ways of thinking, transitioning, ascending, elevation, not knowing what's in front of you, not knowing what's ahead. That's why people fear moving to a new place. They fear going to school sometimes. People fear going into relationships. People fear so many different aspects of their life. They fear even going from one obstacle to the next, they fear to go from one destination to the next because they don't know what's coming ahead of them. That's the new for them, and a lot of people are fearful of that, and that's why a lot of people stay in certain situations that they normally stay in, because of the fact that they can't take the risk. Some do take the risk, and they realize that is not extreme as they thought it would have been. Whereas others are so stuck in this mindset of trying something new, of doing something new, stepping out of their element, understanding, like, when things are just shambles around them, it's time for growth. Now it's okay, you outgrown that situation. Now it's time for you to expand now, because you have grown that situation. Now we need you in another situation. And a lot of times when you do get in that new situation, it's just like, okay, yeah, this is actually flowing, because now you're moving with it. You're moving the same way that the vine got you to move. The universe is you aligning with the universe the way you're supposed to align, instead of fighting against the universe. And that's the main thing that I was trying to get out to people. I said a lot of people fight against the universe and see and never understand why things don't align, why things sometimes either way, life is still going to be roller coasters, but I feel like it's extra roller coasters when you decide to jump, because everybody has free will. When you decide to jump from one place to the next, or jump backwards because of something triggering or fearing you, take that as, okay, yeah, it's a lesson that needs to be learned. Somebody, whether it's friendship, relationships, even self, even self, like you could trigger your own self at times. Whereas have conversations with yourself. This is why it's so important to journal. That's why I have my journal many times, because I get messages throughout the day. I just sometimes I don't post them, but today I was told to post this. Journal. Speak to yourself, make a video to yourself, like just have a conversation, whereas you could be able to express this out, because a lot of people don't realize the fact that they are holding themselves back. Like many of the times, you is self-sabotage. You are your own I have the word at the tip of my tongue. You are your own enemy. That's what I was gonna say. You are your own enemy. A lot of people don't realize that because they're not comparing their past and their present. And if you start comparing your past and your present, even in writing down on certain things, that's why a lot of people do get deja vu as well. Because a lot of things, like, you get the feeling like, all right, something is off, or something is like, everybody gets that feeling. It's an instinct. So that's what I pretty much wanted to say to you guys. Definitely comment and let me know if this definitely resonates with you. I just had to get it out, and I know somebody needed to hear this. Especially those that are in a relationship that may be overwhelmed and frustrated, now getting to understand certain aspect of the relationship. Because I know some people out there, they've been in relationships before, but they never had to go in depth in their relationship, or actually communicate with their partners, or actually like move something or build something. And it might seem strange. It's like, okay, who's in a relationship and don't communicate with the partner? And you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't understand relationships. They just are in relationships, but they don't get to that full aspect of fully giving into your partner, actually, like being entwined with your partner. That the communication can get so intense, or it could get like to the point where y'all both shutting down, like there's no communication at all. And a lot of people never had to deal with it. A lot of people run, and you'll be very surprised. A lot of people run. There's a lot of running, chasing in relationships, to the point where it just ends. There's never no accountability sometimes, or no accountability for their actions, or even understanding what happened in one relationship. That's why so many people get in one relationship and they jump into another, and they meet the same kind of person in a different body. So pretty much that's what I was saying. Beautiful butterflies, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I definitely will be doing more videos like this as well. And I'll definitely see you guys in the next video. Bye.